She wanted to pay bills and said she got a new arm, a voice in her head, and a very loud mission. I'm Zan, konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? And welcome to an episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. So let's get to it because we've got a very familiar manga to talk about today. And I don't mean familiar by it's one I've reviewed before, it's one which has a very familiar plot. And so let's get to it because if you remember from the last episode, I spun that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga, and it dictated unto me that I would be reviewing a manga that was written by Yoshiaki, released by Yen Press, and is known simply as Rai Rai Rai. And yes, I know the main character looks very familiar, very similar to another Viz Media character that I'm a huge fan of. But we'll get to that reference in a little bit because this is the story of a young lady who was abducted by aliens in the first chapter. And I can't show the first scene because it is a naked picture. But she essentially is kidnapped by aliens, and then we get the history of the world that we're currently in. Because in the world we're in, 50 years ago, aliens emerged to attack humanity, and we prevailed, saved the day. And it's been 31 years since aliens have shown up. But however, there are some aliens left roaming around Earth. They've been categorized as two different types. We have space vermin, which are these small pest-like creatures that cause problems. They're kind of like ants or cockroaches. You just destroy them, and there are companies that deal with them. Then there's space varmints, more like the Greys, kaiju, big world-ending threats that bigger companies work on. And there are three companies that deal with this. And our main character, Sumire Ishigawa, works for one of them. And she's doing it because she is dead broke. She needs the money to help her family out, and things are not going well. And as we said, she was just abducted by aliens. And when she wakes up, she's in the middle of a field, and people are wondering, what the hell's going on? Why are you here? You ruined my field. I'm going to get you. So she runs off and goes to work late again because she works for one of the smaller vermin control companies, Sao Tome Busters, and she is not doing good at all. She has been late 7 times. She's trying to do her job, and she's an 18-year-old who's trying to support her family. Really unlucky, things aren't going well for her. And her kohai treats her like garbage, rips off the customer, and she's there to kind of be there to assist because she does the job well. And it's she's pretty much given the shit job of you need to clean up while I sit there and make money off you. And she's using this to pay for her family who are not doing well. And she's a good person at heart, just she's kind of unlucky and kind of stupid. Until that evening, she's watching TV and she sees that the farmer that she bumped into earlier was hurt. That's weird, kind of weird. I didn't do anything, I ran away. And she kind of surmises, wonders what happened, and she falls asleep. And she remembers what happened when she was abducted by aliens. Turns out that they had a giant other alien on top of her yelling at her. She doesn't know what's going on. And she wakes up from this dream, this memory, and her arm is suddenly super huge. Turns out that she has been merged with this other alien, and he now has essentially become part of her. Think like Parasite. And he can talk in her head, and he pretty much wants her to destroy humanity. She doesn't want to do that. She wants to fight this, ends up fighting in control, ends up knocking the wall with her neighbor, who's kind of an asshole, and causes problems. And as we see, there is a giant kaiju like monster destroying the city. You're going to have some problems. And so she ends up running away because she doesn't want to be arrested or killed because they think she's a varmint, tells her neighbor to run away, and then she discovers as the alien tries to take control by killing her, the alien can't hurt her because if he tries to hurt her, he gets hurt. So he's this big scary monster, but as long as she's in control, he can't do anything. He's kind of like a paper dragon. And so she's got to figure out what she's going to do. Maybe she'll go to the doctor. She doesn't know. So, and also, top it off, the neighbor called the cops. So she needs to get out of Dodge really fast. Otherwise, they're going to kill her. So she does the smart thing and she does the Tetsuo route. I'm going to cover my mutated arm with a cape. Yes, another reference to another anime. And she ends up running off to find the aliens to get them to fix her. Runs into a giant alien who is causing problems. A space varmint, not a space vermin. It's going to kill her. She doesn't know what to do. And eventually, the creature in her head is able to convince her that he swears he won't kill any humans if she gives control over the body to him. She agrees, and this monster kicks ass. Beats up things, kicks butt, rips this monster in half. Looks really cool, kind of like one of the characters from Die Dark. The art is a little similar to that. But then, afterwards, he says, you know what? I'm not going to go kill every human. Screw what I said. And he ends up getting killed immediately. Turns out there was an organization that is following this evil alien, and they got him. And they think, oh, we did it. We won the day. However, jumping back and forth, turns out that Sumiri's still in the body, and now she's in control of the body, and her head has popped up. And we discover that the aliens have kind of manipulated her so that she's essentially a regenerator, and she turns into a different type of monsters based on her mood and things like that. So they're going to take her, connect her to the company, hire her for it while observing her, making sure things are good, and also fighting the evil monster in general. Now, I know that sounds like a bunch of gibberish, and that is because this is a mishmash of 5 other series. Let's see what it's cribbed off of. First off, we've got Chainsaw Man. Character has a being inside of them that's giving them powers, and they're hired by an organization which is going to watch over them. Check. Attack on Titan. Character has the ability to transform, can't control it, causes problems. Check. Kaiju number 8. Alien infects person, they now become a kaiju. Check. Main character looks like Ranma Saotome from Ranma 1/2, and also works for Saotome Busters. Check. And then, of course, all the other little references here and there. And like I said, this is designed to look like Die Dark, and there are scenes which look like they are cribbed off of Die Dark itself. This scene, this picture of her, which explains who she is, that the reason why she pays for her family is her father left, it looks exactly like Ranma from Ranma 1/2. It's a dead ringer. And there's a lot of evidence of things going on. I mean, the twist that the alien head is still alive and it makes its own version, and then he ends up being kind of like a stupid antagonistic friend to her is kind of a nice twist. However, the majority of this is a ripoff of like 5 other series, and it feels like a mishmash of stuff. It's funny, but it's literally just let's take all our figures, put them together, see what happens. How's the artwork? Besides Sumire and some of the other characters we get from the Raiden organization, which is the organization that is the ones who end up connecting with her and studying her and makes her a member of their organization, they have different designs, but for the most part, all the background characters look really generic and really simple. This looks like someone cribbed off of Die Dark's art style and just kind of, let's adjust this, let's copy off of maybe Rumiko Takahashi and a little bit of Oda and a little bit of Kurosawa and a few other mangaka and made this. It feels like it was a manga made by committee. And the cover, it shows her with a really big gun that looks cool. That never happens in the manga. The first volume, she never gets a big gun. Her power is just her ability to shift that she can't control. Another character who's introduced that's really badass, she's got a sword. Do I care about her? She missed a date because of this, but really not particularly. The concept, it's rough. It's rough. There's some good elements and little things here that work really well. Because the character designs for the aliens are really unique. Some of the premise is really cool, but it is really manufactured. And I was kind of torn back and forth between this, was going back and forth. And for that reason, I have to give this our kind of middle of the ground rating of just, well, it's going to get our middle of the ground rating of Gift from a Crazy Aunt Muriel. It's okay, but at the end, forgettable. Some of the action sequences are really great. Not all of them, but some are. Some are really fast and quick. It's got this clever alien design. And more importantly, the story is really fast paced. I finished the first volume really quickly, and then I had to go back and be like, what the hell did I just read? The cons are, this is literally a copy paste story concept. It's literally, let's take a bunch of ideas and throw them at the wall. The main character is unoriginal. She's a typical ordinary character who gets superpowers, doesn't know what the hell is going on, and probably is going to die on my own if I didn't get these powers. And there is reference overload in this. There are so many references that they intentionally and unintentionally did. The tropes for this are alien invader, secret organization, and ordinary turned super. I want to like this, but no. Not even like, it's just frustrating because it's not even mediocre. It's just meh. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just whatever. If you've never read any of these series, you might get something out of this. But for the most part, if you've read any of those series, Attack on Titan, Kaiju number 8, Chainsaw Man, Black Torch, any of these series, you will get the references and be kind of annoyed. But, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe you like it. Let me know. Email me zansparkin.com or tweetbeatsparkin. Let me know your thoughts. And so, even though this wasn't a great manga review, let's get to the manga release for the week because we've got some really fun ones this week. And starting off, we've got, well, After the disabled God of War became my concubine, Manhwa number or Denpa number 3. Akira Failing in Love, Volume 3. A Sentence of a Bookworm, I'd Do Anything to Become a Librarian, the official fan book number 6. This is the art book. Beyond Baby X, Volume 6. The Big Apple, Volume 6. A Boring Man and an Extraordinary Man, the light novel. The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, light novel number 7. Campfire Cooking in Another World of My Absurd Skills, Volume 6. Case Closed, Volume 99. Catnaps Everywhere. Champion of the Rose, Volume 1. The Condemned Villainess Goes Back in Time and Aims to Become the Ultimate Villain, light novel number 8. Creature Girls, A Hand on Field Journal Another World, Volume 15. Darkstalkers, The Shadow Saga. This is a one shot. Darling, Why Don't We Divorce, number 1. Destroy All Humans, They Can't Be Regenerated, Volume number 8. Dragon Circus, Volume 1. Drawing from Your Memories, Volume 2. Drawn by Brush, this is a Faku release. The Drops of God, New World, this is a Volume 5 of Drops of God. They kind of released this originally out of order, so this one is the Napa Valley installment. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Material Ultimania, the art book. Firefly Wedding, Volume 7. Forest of the Rabbits, Volume 1. Glasses with a Chance for Delinquents, Volume 7. Gushing Over Magical Girls, Volume 11. High School DxD, Volume 18. Honeybee and Lemon Bomb, Volume 2. I Got Married to the Girl I Hate Most in Class, light novel number 3. I Want to End This Love Game, Volume 7. I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History, Volume 4. I'm Fine with Being the Second Girlfriend, Volume number 1. I'm the Heroic Knight of an Intergalactic Empire, light novel number 5. Infinity Force, Volume 8. Isekai Tensei Recruited to Another World, Omnibus number 5. It's Just a Dream, right? Volume 3. Kaiju Kamui, Volume 3. Kirby Manga Mania, Volume 9. Last Samurai Standing, Volume 5. Love Unseen Beneath the Radiant Night Sky, light novel. Making Magic, The Sweet Life of a Witch Who Knows an Infinite MP Loophole, Volume 6. Malevolent Spirits Monogatari, Volume 15. Married to the Wolf, or Marriage to the Wolf, Volume 1. May I Have a Taste, Volume 2. Memo 50, another Faku release. Might As Well Cheat, manga number 11. Mistress Kanan is Devilishly Easy, Volumes 1, 2, released in Omnibus. My Cute Cousin Always Gets Her Way, Volume 3. My Noons and Midnights Are For You, Volume 2. Parasite, Paperback Collection, Volume 8. ReZero, Light Novel 29. Soma Spider So What EX, Volume 2. Star Wars Visions Tsukumo, this is the one-shot manga. Strongest Stage with the Weakest Crest, Volume 31. Sugar Apple Fairy Tales, Volume 10. Tales of the 100 Monsters Next Door, Volume 3. The Unwanted Bride Loves the Crown Prince with All Her Heart, Volume 4. The Water Magician, Volume 1. Who Killed the Hero? Tales of the Hero. This is a one-shot novel. The World Bows Down Before My Flames. The Neighboring Government Goes Splat, Volume 4. Triple X Maiden, another Faku release. And last but not least, we've got Yaiba Samurai Legend, Volume 5. So these are the manga releases for the week. Some are really cool, some are really bad. They're all over the place. But tell me which ones you're most excited about or which ones you're not excited about. Let me know. Email me at zansparker.com or tweet me at Spiraken. For me, my top 5 for this week are going to be Darling, Why Don't We Divorce, Volume 1. I'm Fine with Being the Second Girlfriend, Volume 1. Star Wars Vision Tsukumi looks really good, and it's a one-shot where it's a Jedi who's pretending to be a stormtrooper. So this could be really awesome. We have the Water Magician Volume 1. That is my highlight of the week. This series is a very interesting isekai that does something different. And I like the fact that it mixes a lot of Scottish mythology in this series. So it could be really bad, could be really good, but I'm excited to read it. And then last but not least, we've got Who Killed the Hero novel, which it looks like a story that's going to be very different from what we're used to. So let me know your thoughts if you like my picks or not. And before we go any further, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking out this show, every email I get, every new comment gives me more motivation to keep doing this show. So thank you so much. And I want to keep doing this to an old man who has to read manga with thick glasses and large print. So keep joining, tell your friends about this, keep subscribing, and keep being awesome. And just letting you know, for Otakon, officially, we're just finishing up some prep on some of the panels. And I had a question for everybody who's watching. Is there someone from a main character over 30, female or male, that you would like to see in that panel? Let me know. Leave a comment on what character you think is the one that you're most excited to hear about or see showcased in this list of main characters over 30. Let me know. But with that in mind, let's get to the part that you've all been waiting for, the most popular part of this podcast and show. And what are we talking about? We are talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune with 10 slots on it. And what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So we're going to spin the wheel. Whatever number it lands on, the manga that's in that spot is the one I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga, episode 639. We've got some great titles on here and some weird ones. So let's spin, so we're going to review the next episode, shall we? Number 1. Awesome. So in the next episode, we're going to be reviewing Galaxias, the story of a dragon tailed world where people have dragon tails and a girl who may or may not be part of a weird conspiracy. This looks really cool. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Well, we're going to have to wait and find out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. As usual, I am your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading manga. I will see you later.